Hi, guys. I put up an Ask Me Anything, so I'm going to read some of those questions real quick. It's going to be awesome. Thank you so much for the questions. We'll do it again. But let's go. Here we say Double Brewski. He's a great member of the channel. He's always here, always in the chat. We love Double Brewski. First question. If you could license or purchase the exclusive rights to any one character from either Marvel or DC, other than Superman, which one would you pick? Spider-Man. He's so much fun. The old stuff with Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, John Romita Sr. coming in. If you haven't read those Marvel Essentials reprints, the black and white like phone books of the first 100 issues, they're a treat. Go read them. They're so charming and innocent, just pure fun. Double Brewski also asks, you and your co-host from Double Impact, Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. on this very channel, we review with a lot of improv comedy, 80s and 90s action movies, some from the early 2000s. Your co-hosts from Double Impact are going to star as live action versions of popular comic book heroes in upcoming films. Which heroes would each of you play as? Jericho would be Blade, the Daywalker, the vampire hunter. Shanth would be, he loves pulp, so he would be Will Eisner's the Spirit. And I would be Colossus, because I'm a big guy. I like Wolverine. I don't want to be Batman. That's too cliche. I like Wolverine, but he's a shorty, and I'm a huge dude. I'm 6'4". So I'd be Colossus, and I'd make his 1990s arcade sound effect when he would power up. You just look that up. It's on. It's so funny. There's YouTube videos of that weird sound effect he had. Let's see who else had questions here. Matthew Love Maverick. Have you ever used a camera Lucidia drawing tool or no one who has? No. Is that that thing they theorize some Renaissance painters used? I'm not sure what you're talking about, but no, I haven't. No. Warwick Author 6480 asks, how much time, effort, and practice does it take you to become good at art / coloring for comics? And what advice do you have for indie artists looking to get better at art and storytelling? I would say stick to it daily. You know your goal, you know what your goal is, but don't emotionally become obsessed with the goal. That's childish, selfish, narcissistic. What you need to do is have the gratitude to appreciate each day of your life. Each moment is a miracle and you're thankful for it. And the way you show that you appreciate it is by doing the most you can do in the given moment. Focus on the current step, and then eventually you will build what you wanted. Let's see. Brandon Clark, 3229. He asks, what is it like being an absolute baller in the world of coloring and art? What's the first project you worked on? The first project I worked on was Trailer Park of Terror, a 6-issue story. It was like 2001 or 2 or 3 something. I did a strip in college called Higher Education, like a Garfield Dilbert style strip. I wrote that. It was super an amazing strip that won many awards. I just won award after award after award for my comedy writing. I won the highest award you can win, the Oscar of college newspaper comedy awards. It was first place from Columbia University. Yes, the great journalism school there, the Golden Circle Award, 2004. So I'm a good comedy writer. You guys know I'm funny. So that was the first thing I really did professionally was Higher Education, was my own strip. Maybe I'll show some of those someday. And what else? My first mainstream work was The Detonator at Image Comics. Mike Barron was the writer. I illustrated that. I illustrated issue 3. My first work for DC Comics was like, I think, an issue of Gen 13 or Midnighter over when I started at Wildstorm. Cranberry Langas, what progress spiritually, personally have you made since starting your independent comics career? When I went indie, I walked away from DC Comics because they wanted to be woke. And I think woke is evil. I don't just think it's bad quality. I think it's actually evil to promote messages like that. And I didn't have another job lined up. I didn't have millions of dollars saved, but I knew to honor what I think is right, honor God, my family, my heritage, my last name, all of it. I couldn't stay and do what they wanted to do over there. It was terrifying, but I did it anyway. You can only be brave when you are scared. So I've improved. I'm the greatest version of myself I've ever been in my life. Physically, spiritually, mentally, my health, my marriage, everything, my finances are better than they've ever been once I made that decision to trust God and not just trust my own ability to make money. The Whore of 18662 asks, Gabe, do you think the Padres will ever win a World Series? Oh, I hope so, man. Love my Padres. I'm a Coloradan through and through. I love the Denver Broncos. I love the Denver Nuggets. I don't care about hockey. I like baseball. I don't love it. I like it, and I'm a Padre fan, not a Rocky fan. Let's see. Are you involved in other Rippaverse books besides ISOM? Stevenson 1080 asks, if I were, I would not be allowed to tell you because that wouldn't be right. Eric didn't tell me to keep quiet if I'm working on anything or not, but it just kind of goes without saying. Let him break the news for Rippaverse because it's his company. Let him and the marketing people over there decide that. Cranberry Langus 3095 asks again, what property of yours would you like to see fully animated? Beef Law. It's like Street Fighter, Jean-Claude Van Damme. It's all that kind of 90s stuff with the super sci-fi abilities, and it's really fun with like Hong Kong crime syndicates and all that. It's really fun. And it lends itself to the kinetic action of great anime. Stop the Madness asks, when you ultimately got fed up with DC, were you afraid of what the next step might be? Yeah, I addressed that earlier in the Cranberry Langers talking about what progress spiritually have you made. Yeah, I was, of course I was afraid, but again, you can only be brave when you're scared. If something is right, then you need to do it no matter how you feel. And believe me, when you come out the other side, you're going to be happy and proud of yourself. It's what we're here for. What we're here for on earth is to love others. And you love others by doing righteous things. That's how you love others. Let me get a quick drink because I'm talking fast like an auctioneer. And wishing I was in Mazatlan. I think about a year ago, I was in Mazatlan. I took a cruise, a carnival cruise with my wife. I'd never been on a cruise ship. I'd always thought it was boring. And it was so much fun. And we went down from, we live in San Diego, but we left out of Long Beach, like Los Angeles kind of area. And it was a week, and we went down to Cabo San Lucas, Puerto Vallarta, and Mazatlan. And it was amazing. I'd never been down there. I'd been to Baja before, but just like Tijuana and all that. But it was amazing. Let's see. My wife is in the chat. Mad Moxie, 9122. How did you get so handsome? Baby, I've always been this way. Let's see. V1RNER. Do you know Stephen Butler? Would you consider teaming up with him? He seems to be doing most of his own stuff nowadays. Fiona McCool. I don't know Stephen Butler, but it sounds Fiona McCool. I might check it out. EE-TV1683. Who is your favorite combo character? My favorite combo character is Max Volkov, the star of Beeflaw, but my second favorite is Spider-Man. TBG Animation 6185. Hi, Gabe. Are you going to make a multiverse event? If it makes sense, I love to write. I've been a storyteller ever since I began speaking at like a year old. I started speaking early. Language is a gift of mine. I was in the gifted and talented programs for reading, and I was always like 2-3 years ahead in reading in school growing up. As you guys know, I can just improv. It's a natural thing. I didn't have to learn it. I think guys like me and Jericho, Cecil, you can tell people just have that gift in them where their brain just works that way with improv. My daughter's that way, and of course, she's a stand-up comedian. So a multiverse event, if it makes sense, if it's a fun story to tell, eventually when I grow out Big Man Comics, go to bigmancomics.com right now. Get Dean Cain, All-American Lawman. This is a great comic, guys. It's the best comic of the millennium. You're going to love it. The artwork is outstanding. The adventure it's on par with like Raiders of the Lost Ark and all that kind of stuff. You'll love it. Richard Yamol, the great web designer who built BigManComics.com. He is awesome. He owns Sage Tree. They're a web development firm here in San Diego with decades of experience. He's a great guy, Richard. Love him. And I work with him with San Diego Gun Owners Association, too. He asked, Jim Lee was your favorite artist that attracted you to comics. Who's your favorite now? Jim Lee will always be like a favorite of mine. Nestor Redondo, rest in peace. One of the great Filipino artists. He's probably like my second. And but my current favorite active guy is Goran Parlov. Goronparlov. He's some sort of Eastern European name. Guy can do no wrong. Goran Parlov on Instagram. Check him out. His work is outrageous. It's so good. Diane Francis, 8386. What was the final straw that made you leave DC Comics? Most people around here know I left DC Comics because they wanted to be disrespectful and just making more and more and more and more woke identity politics agenda nonsense. And the final straw was putting me on a book that was anti-American, and it was a Superman losing his slogan of truth, justice, the American way. And now it's truth, justice, and a better world. And a lot of other forced diversity, identity, anti-American, anti-Christian, anti-anything good, anti-family nonsense. I just wouldn't do it anymore. I'm not using my talents to make evil, and it is evil. I'm not using my talents to make evil art. Sorry, guys. You don't have enough money. Let's see. There's not enough money in the world. You're not going to get me to compromise. If all I cared about was money, I would have just stayed. I'm a Mexican Libyan. I'm a Mexican Arab. I could be the president of Warner Brothers right now. They never knew my politics until the Superman thing. They thought I was one of them, a Democrat or whatever, a crazy liberal because of my race, which is racist of them to assume something about someone, to prejudge someone because of their race. That's racist. That's prejudice. So if I just think about this, and don't think it didn't cross my mind, the temptation. Stay at DC Comics, say the words, just say all the woke left-wing stuff, tweet it, post it, just be a frothing at the mouth liberal in public. I would literally be so high up the totem pole at Warner Brothers, making possibly millions right now, writing my own movies and TV if I was just like an activist that way. But that's evil. That's evil. That's filthy, evil, ill-gotten money, and I refuse to be that way. So there you go. Martian Mansplainer asks, how many fingers am I holding up? But in this quote, in the comments, the pineappler, that sounds like a great Spider-Man villain. It is I, the pineappler. Only I will control the Hawaiian Islands. He stole all the chocolate-covered macadamia nuts, the pineappler. We're really sore at him for that. The pineappler responds to the Martian Mansplainer and says, 4. Oh. So he says you're holding up 4 fingers. I like it. I give it a thumbs up on YouTube. So now that is the truth. 4 fingers. Brian Lanes, 4298. What's something in your art you feel you're not good at, but still working on to improve it? Nothing. I'm good at all of it. And that's not bragging. It's just true. I'm a good writer. I'm a good penciler. I'm a good inker. I'm a good colorist. I'm great at all of them. I want to be better at all of them. I want to be way better. I want to be 1,000 times better than I am. I'm a professional at all of it. I'm a good professional at all of it. But my goal in life is to never stop learning. Anyone that knows me knows that I'm a voracious, passionate student. I love to learn anything. You want to teach me the techniques of chess. You want to teach me how injection molding for plastic products works. You want to teach me how the chemistry of baking cakes and all that works. Teach me anything. Space travel, like transistors, microcontrollers on computer chips. If you look at my YouTube history, you'll see that I'm just a learner. I love learning, and I love learning about my craft and my business. I really, really, really have a passion for learning. It's just something I love to do. Mark's music obsession. Why did the memberships get paused? Sensitive subject. You know how you retweet on Twitter, like funny videos, re-Instagram on Instagram, funny reels, re-TikTok or whatever they call it. Like you retweet stuff, you like social media, you just share stuff you think is funny. I saw some funny Instagram videos and I posted them to Twitter, but I also posted them here on the YouTube Shorts. You're not allowed to do that because it was an honest mistake. I didn't know. So they smacked my hand. I think the first week of February I can reapply to monetize this channel again. I feel so stupid about this, but hey, it's over, whatever. And I'll get the monetization back, and then you'll get the memberships back. Sorry about that. I didn't know. It was an honest mistake. I did not know you couldn't do that. I didn't know about the reposting, but it's their channel, it's their company, YouTube, it's their rules. So okay, I live by their decision. Crit Cannon 1090. Top Gun or Top Gun Maverick? I will not answer that question because I love both movies desperately. I'll say this. Like Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi are just one movie. It is just one movie. Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship, The Two Towers, and The Return of the King, that's one movie. So I declare Top Gun and Maverick, it's one movie. So I love them equally. Do you like video games at all? Trevor Belmont, 1476 says, I love video games. I don't make time for them. I don't have time because I'm working, and then when I'm not working, I want to spend time with my family. But that being said, I haven't played video games like in 10 years, like literally like sat there and played on an Xbox and all that. I have an Xbox 360 or an Xbox One. I don't even know. I think it's an Xbox One that just sits at the bottom of my entertainment center in the living room, and I never play it. I don't think I played it in like a decade almost, but I threw in Space Marine or something, and I played that. That was a lot of fun. Like a year ago, I played it for like a half hour, but then my son kept telling me about this game. I have adult children, but my son told me about this game, Zelda Breath of the Wild, which I had heard of, but I thought it was like a wild game where you're out in the wilderness just hunting. It looked boring from some pictures I saw, and I picked it up and played it, and it's like the greatest game ever. So that was about a year ago. So I played that for like 4 months straight in my free time. Not all my free time. I don't prioritize video games. And then I was so excited. I bought the limited edition Tears of the Kingdom Nintendo Switch. I bought a Switch just to get Tears of the Kingdom. And then I heard Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers saying how great this Mario Wonder game was. So I bought that and played that for 3 days straight last week. So I'm not a gamer because I don't want to prioritize it because I do know they're too much fun and they just take too much time. I think video games are one of the most supreme arts in the history of the world. They combine cinema. You got movies in there. You have music. You have action. You have competition, not like sports, but you have the competition of the game to fight and all that and win. You have visual art, of course, the concept art, the drawings, the painting, everything. It's an amalgamation of culture completely. They're so immersive. They're so much fun. It's better than just watching TV where you're just like passively watching TV, but it's still a waste of time if you prioritize it in your life. I would say if you love video games, get into making them. You know what I mean? Instead of, because you can, in life, you could be a consumer or a creator of the media. It's better to be a creator of it. Video games should be like junk food, sparingly. It's really good, but you should only have cake once in a while. You shouldn't be having cake. You can't have cake every meal, every day. It's just, video games are too tempting. They're too much fun. They're going to take too much of your time. Let's see. Melandut asks, why did you move to Dean Cain rather than sticking with Truth, Justice, American Way? The people that read Truth, Justice, American Way and support it, thank you so much. Go to bigmancomics.com right now and get Dean Cain All American Lawman. It's even better. Truth, Justice, American Way was a masterpiece. But like the great comedian, that's not a word, comedian Adam Carolla, I once heard him say, be an idea factory, not an idea warehouse. You can't be like all your eggs in one basket with this idea, you know. And I said what I had to say with Truth, Justice, American Way. And the people that read it, they know it was a masterpiece. It's really best indie comic of the last 10 years. It really is. It's an amazing book. So go check. If you're interested in Truth, Justice, American Way, email me, Gabe Eltaeb illustration @gmail.com. Email me. But I said what I had to say with that adventure, and we're moving on. We got way bigger and better things, stuff I'm actively making in the background, but I think in life it's best not to talk about things until you're kind of ready to show them. There's stuff that I'm getting really far on that's amazing, and you're going to love it. 2024 is going to be the biggest year yet for my business, God willing. Go to Big Man Comics, check everything out. Follow me on socials everywhere. We're having a great time. Thank you so much for the questions, and I will talk to you guys later. By the way, this is the third time I recorded this video. The first time I didn't like a few of my answers. The second time I didn't have the sound on. Now I've recorded it. I'll post it. All right. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.